Hi guys, and welcome back to Koi Fish Johnny. Okay, so in the middle of the week I shared with you my little idea that I had at the weekend, well, big idea I had at the weekend, to put my office there. Basically the view I'd have, the look, the doors slide at the back. So I just thought I'd run through things a little bit more in depth with you and share with you some of the information that I found out this week in looking into it. Also, I'd like to share with you the idea I've got, get your understanding, because some people that have commented have given outstanding information. Some share the vision. A lot of people are super excited, like I am, super excited. But you guys really do know some stuff that really makes me think, and I really do think that you can contribute towards this. So I'm not going to keep it as a super secret and then it happen. I'd rather you be involved in the journey, because there is nuggets of information that you're dropping on me that makes me feel like I'm more guided in this situation. Obviously I'm the master of the ship, but you guys come up with information that I've not really thought of before. Sorry, I don't know why I'm flapping that around. It's randomly a gift from Germany that the wife has given me. I have no idea what's in it. The wife's given it me and said when I get to 1,000 subscribers to my channel I can open up this, and I'm assuming it's koi related, but it feels like material of some description, which with it coming from Germany, maybe it's some kinky underwear for me, I don't know. But anyway, she says I can open that when I get to 1,000, so, but not before then. So anyway, that's that. I'm gonna throw it to the side now. The main part I want to share with you about this is the fact of what the actual office is going to be made out of, or the starting point for the office when it gets here. Okay, so it's actually going to be one of these. That's right, it's going to be made out of a container. So basically I've got to get the container into the back garden, and they're not small. I've got the 20-foot one, that's what I want, the 20-foot one in green, not in blue like the image just then. I want a 20, and I know this is a crazy thing to be thinking about, but I have seen it done online a few times, or not done online, but I've seen what you can do with these containers, and I'm really quite excited about what it offers in that particular area in relation to what we can achieve in the garden. That's why I've been measuring it out. It is a tight fit going into the garden. Because the containers are so big and such a substantial piece of kit, I mean, they're 20 foot long, which is just over 6 meters. It's 2.48 meters wide and 2.56 meters high. Okay, so it's a big old metal cube that's coming, or when I order it and get the ground ready. That's what will be coming. On top of that, the actual weight, an empty container is 2,100 kilograms, okay? So where my house is located, I back onto a road. So behind those bushes there, you can see, behind those bushes, there's a road. I don't want to go outside because it is quite windy, so we'll just get loads of interference. So you'll have to bear with me about being inside. I know it's not great, but as you can see, everything's just flapping around there in the background, so you won't be able to hear me. So with these containers, there is some tricksters out there. When I've been looking online, I've watched on YouTube, and there's a guy that ordered a container and it said a one-trip container. It arrived, it was battered. I mean, like, I suppose one trip is one trip, but some trips are rougher than others. And so my idea, or the thing I will be doing, is before I make a purchase, which is, it's a substantial purchase, it's a few grand to buy the container on its own. So before I buy that, I'm either going to go and see it, or I want pictures or a video of the container, and that's signed as that's the container that's coming to me, because I'm not going to accept some battered old bin like some other lads had on YouTube, which is a bit devastating, to be honest, but it's the nature of the beast. But I believe that I'm developing a good relationship with someone out there that will supply me a good container. Plus, you never know, with the way the channel's going at the minute and we're growing all the time, it's a good avenue of advertisement for them, and maybe other people will want to do this in the future, so I might get a top of the line container. But anyway, back to it. So with the container going around the back, it's all solid, the ground is solid, it's like compressed soil, and it's got sand within it, so it's very solid, the ground. It's currently uneven, so I'm going to have to level it all out. But one of the things that I was thinking of is round the back, with the containers, when I've looked into it, they don't just spread their weight evenly across the base, which would be nice, because then it would just like proper stay level. They actually put the weight of the container, majority of it goes through the corner posts. So that's why they can stack them up on top of each other, because the corner posts are the super strong parts. But that means that all the weight travels through these corner posts and really pushes it down in that particular area. So I really need to either think about, this is where I'm going to get my expert in soon, but I'd like your opinion, is whether to put down a concrete base, maybe a 6-inch concrete base for the container to sit on, or whether I just buy the logs that are available with the containers for like 150 quid, I think it is, to put one on one side and one on the other that it sits on. Or I could just use the building bricks that are left over around the back and put one on each corner. I'm not entirely sure which avenue we'll be taking yet, but to be honest, I'm probably leaning towards the concrete 6-inch base. But I just think that that would be the most secure one to put the container on. And it would probably, or it's definitely going to be level, because you'd level it off. And it won't really allow for room for it to submerge or go a bit wonky in time. So I'm thinking it's going to sit on a base like that, but I don't know whether that's going to be overkill, because a lot of people put these containers, like I say, on logs that they sell with the containers, or just bricks on the corners, because that's where the weight's transferred through. Anyway, that was a bloody long story just about the fact it's going to be a container. So I'm sure you'll agree that is quite remarkable and is going to be super interesting there. Like I say, it's going to be a long project, this. It's not going to arrive and we're going to bang the doors in straight away. It's going to sit there for a little while and we'll slowly and systematically build on it. Okay, but when the container gets here, the problem is, like I said before, with this at the back. So what I did is I drew a map, because I like to be quite thorough with the people that are delivering it, because if they come and try and deliver, they will basically say, you've not told us this, you've not told us that, we can't deliver, we're going back and we're charging you for it, and they'll probably charge you storage to keep it there while you make the amendments that you need to make to put the container into the correct place. So to be as thorough as I could be, I drew out this remarkable map here. That is what is behind the fence. So if you look at the map that's here now, you'll see the pond is labelled the pond, and then that's where I want the container, where it says container. That tree is that tree there, but I'm probably going to be removing that conifer there, to be honest, because it just takes up a hell of a lot of room in the garden. So then you can see the problem is, then if you look where the container is on this little crazy map, you can see that those conifers behind where I want to put it are 4.5 meters high, okay, with a depth of 2.5 meters to the pavement line. So it is gonna, whether they can, I think it's a HICT or something like that, the crane that's on the back of it can only go to a certain level, all hydraulic stuff. Other than that, I'd have to get one of the massive big ones that pop it in. Either way, I'm going to make it as clear as I possibly can to the people that deliver this container that that is how it is, and I think I've conveyed my point well, and I think I've got a lot of support from my preferred seller, if you like. So I'm confident in that avenue. The other thing is, I'd like to also share with you my vision on paper that I drew down for the wife to show her, sort of, instead of just explaining things, to show you it's going to be quite nice, this, you know. So I did a quick little drawing, which I'm going to share with you right now, which is here. Okay, so as you can see, it's very in detail. The fish are very happy, they're swimming around, but you can see the normal view is actually just there. Okay guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to spin you around now. I've shown you the map a little bit and show you what I mean. So if we look from here, we can see there is the fish pond, and this is the bush that's going to get cut back. The container is going to go all the way across the back, which is about level with the end of the hot tub, just before it. The sliding doors are going to go there, across the back, so I'll have a nice view coming this way, and there'll be one other additional window down the bottom, just for lighting. Okay, and then I want to create a decking step up that I can walk around and down there, which means I've got to cut these bushes back. The Nexus is going behind that bush, so out of the way of the container. And then round this side here, I had to come outside now. Around this side here where the tyres are, because I'll be going to the office in the winter, this will just turn into a mud bath. So I will have to put some decking of some description down this side that will lead up, maybe a step or two, into the container, the bifolding doors there. So let's walk quickly around the back. Okay. So now I'm around the back where the container is going to go. There actually isn't that much wind, or I don't believe there is. It might come up on the camera, who knows. But this gap here, if I take you up there, if I take you up there, you can see there, this gap here from the pond to the fence that's covered in ivy. Okay, that gap is actually 3.1 meters wide. Now the container is 2.46 wide and this gap is 3.1 wide, but we have got the problem with the 4-inch drain coming out there, but that only comes out 30 centimeters, so it is going to be a hell of a tight squeeze, but I'm super hopeful that we can get this done. Like I say, there's just a few things to iron out in relation to the surface here, and then we can get it rocking and rolling. But one of the things that I haven't said is this container isn't going to stay looking like a big green container for the rest of its life. It's going to look plush, because it's going to have nice big doors in, nice window, and then if you can look and you can see the cladding here, which I'll walk closer to now and show you. Oop. Right, this cladding, it's really nice. I've seen it on Grand Designs once, and I fell in love with it. And it's basically it's from a place called Ecoscapes in Manchester, and it's a composite cladding. So when the sun with cedar wood and everything, basically that will make it fade with the UV lights over time. This stuff is guaranteed for 25 years, and I absolutely love it. It looks brilliant. I had people knock on the door of the house, because it goes all the way around the front and on our porch, to ask us where we've got it and get for details. It is beautiful. It's a bit expensive, but it is beautiful. But the idea of this now is, if we go back to the drawing, which I'll pop in here. Okay, so you can see there, we have got the sliding door just behind the pond, and then if you look on the container, it's got like vertical grooves. I want to flip this sideways, so it'll be vertical beams going across it. That's what the container will be clad in. So if we just spin you around here, if I can say so again. So if we look at the back there, so that's what it'll be. Big old window there, and then these beams running horizontally across the back, just to make it a little bit different from the house. And that should make that look, not just that, with it being brown, it's quite submissive, and it won't make it feel like too empowered or jumped on. So that's the plan. So it's a weekend coming. I've got a big job on my hands. I'm going to empty that container, and also empty that container. Might look at moving the hot tub soon. It's not a massive issue, that, moving the hot tub, but if I can get this shed emptied with all the bits and pieces that I've thrown in it over time, as much of it out the way as possible over the weekend, I'll be absolutely delighted. Then the next job will be to cut down that tree, which, get that out the way, and its runners cleared and everything. Thanks for your help, guys, for identifying it and telling me that it does send out runners, it doesn't drop seeds. So I'm going to get that out of the way, try and get that area leveled. There's a lot going on, like I say, long-term project this. So I hope you're as enthusiastic as seeing about what can happen with this than I am about doing it. Take care, guys. Please like and subscribe. I'm looking forward to opening my little present. No idea what it is. I'm really hoping it's not kinky underwear. All right, especially as she's asked me to record it when I do it. Don't know why. Weird, really. Maybe I should record her doing it. Whatever. Anyway, take care, guys.